Welcome to round 4 of the 2023 Porsche 944 Challenge Series Australia. With thanks to our supporting partners, Porsche Australia, Advan Yokohama Tyres, Seat Time Race Solutions, Poolmaster Bayside, 1-800 Lasagna, Raceline, AVI Technology, 888 Home Loans, Pit Lane Clothing. Round 4 sees the championship head back to the historic home of horsepower, Sandown Motor Raceway. Located around 30 kilometres east of the Melbourne CBD, the circuit is 3.1 kilometres long and runs in a clockwise direction. The track is well known for its long straights and therefore good slipstream effect, and the close concrete walls. Overall, there are 13 corners. The key ones to watch out for are Turn 1, a high-speed entry with high curbs. Turn 4, a tight hairpin corner, but one which you need good drive from for the long back straight. Turn 6, the fastest corner on the circuit. And Turn 12, a tight twisty corner which leads onto the long front straight and towards the start-finish line. Qualifying took place on Saturday morning, and after years of trying, it was the number 20 of Mark Torberts who took his first ever pole in the category, over AVI Technology driver Adam Brewer. Four-time champion Cameron Bella starts from P3 with another outstanding performance by Mark Verdino, his best ever qualifying result of P4. Three-time champion Chris Lewis-Williams comes next from P5, alongside the number 77 of Joey Calder. The number 7 of Carter Fox starts from P7 next to the veteran Richard Howe. Jimmy Mitchell comes out of row 5 in the Martini liveried car, alongside Josh Brisbane in the stunning number 56 Green Machine. Manny Mezzaselma starts from P11, with Johnny Venoris next to him in P12, and Ryan Woods, who suffered a big crash in qualifying and required stewards' permission to begin, will start, but from the rear of the 13-car grid. Race 1 began on Saturday afternoon, and under the threat of rain on a cool and still damp track, so tricky conditions, caution and skill would be required.
Welcome back trackside here to what is starting to be a little bit of a damp Sandown International Motor Raceway. And off the back of that, it's a very, very warm welcome here on a winter's afternoon to Sandown International Motor Raceway to the 944s and Australia's Motorsport's very own Jack Atlee. Jack, welcome to Sandown and round 4 of the State Series.
Thanks very much, Darren. Fantastic to be back again at the beautiful Sandown International Raceway. It's been too long. We've had a couple of months away. It's certainly a very different looking grid if we look at race 1 today. El Presidente himself, Mark Torberts, has finally cracked it for pole position, which is fantastic. Now you'll notice as well, he's in a different car. He's in the Poolmaster Bayside car, which is normally run by Andrew Jackman.
Racing is always strong and hard. Looking forward to seeing what the Porsche 944s, with their great support package, they do attract some great sponsors. The 1-800 Lasagna man himself, Porsche Cars Australia, 888 Home Loans, AVI Technology, Pit Lane Clothing, and from time to time Poolmaster as well. And that is the car that is sitting on the front row of the grid.
Drama even before the start, with Josh Brisbane having to pull out after the sighting lap.
Cars coming up to the grid now, 944s like to line up, the 56 coming into the lane, and the reports we have just heard is there's something dragging on that car, so it won't stop the start of this race. It's gone to the lane, so safe and sound behind here.
Poleman Torberts had a slow getaway.
Carousel says it all, gets a great start there. Mark Torberts grabs second gear prematurely. Have a look at Joey Calder. He charges down the inside of the field there, as does Dick Howe.
Dick Howe had a good one, but the real winner off the line was Lewis-Williams.
CLW. Baron of Manala's hit the front already. So yeah, great start by Chris.
Brewer and Verdino settled into second and third. Mitchell too got away well.
Jamie Mitchell as well, look at that, the 46. There's the Joey Calder car. Getting a good job done there as well. So Joey Calder coming out of 7th place on the grid.
Torberts was keen to fight back, but would have work to do as the field swept through turn 4.
And where has Mark Torberts gone? He's disappeared right back. There he is there.
Bella began eyeing off the lead from early on as Torberts also settled in.
He's dropped right back and sits back in 6th as we head up the back straight here at Sandown. The Baron of Manila, though, he knows this track really, really well. Ads Brewer sitting there behind in the black car, and Cam Bella just biding his time, slots into 3rd.
So this is a tricky time in this track. It'll be a little bit greasy. There's the number 20 that sat on pole position, and Mark done a lot of racing in his 944s.
And Woods was definitely on the charge.
Over 17, now swathing his way through. That's Ryan Woods there.
Lewis Williams opened a lead up front, but it wasn't long before Bella bounced back.
Lewis Williams across the strike and takes first lap from position 4. P1, Brewer up 1, Cameron Bella up 1, Verdino up 1, Joey Callock up 1 as well. Mark Torberts has gone back to 6th.
Verdino had a lucky escape, with Callock going way too hot into turn 1.
Joey Callock, goes flying off the track there at turn 1. He gets really hard into turn 1.
Thankfully, a near miss on what could have been a very serious impact. What that also did was allow Torberts to close right up as well.
He's got El Presidente, Mark Torberts, sitting right on his bumper now. And Mark's trying to recoup some of that losses off the grid. But Joey and El Presidente are going to go tooth and nail all the way up this long back straight at Sandown.
There's Mark Torberts in the Bullmaster Bayside entry. And he'll be now starting to really try hard to keep this car going well. In fact, he already has. He's gone through on Joey Callock.
Woods too was still moving up the field.
The car of Ryan Woods is going to make another place up. Joey Callock sweeps wide, keeps the revs into it. And
you can see Ryan Woods there moving up, and that's a great performance by Ryan Woods. He's been in the game for a number of years. He's a pretty experienced campaigner.
Meanwhile, the hunt for the lead was on, and eventually Bella saw his chance, taking advantage of the famous Sandown slipstream.
Here we go. This is for the fight, the battle for the lead, and Cam Bella takes it through Dandenong Road corner. That's certainly courageous, and in these conditions, that's a sensational performance. He's hard on the brakes now, down the bottom of Dandenong Road, and he'll drive it out, but he gets round Chris Lewis Williams there, back into his usual, dare I say, comfortable position of leading the field.
Selma grabbed Mitchell under brakes.
Matty Metazelma finding his way back to the racetrack and ticking some boxes nicely there. He's gone through on Richard Howe. He now finds his way past, what was that?
Jimmy Mitchell.
Yeah, Jimmy Mitchell as well. So going through on that very smartly livered Martini livery, I guess you'd call that on that car.
The experienced and the new began their own epic battle, with Howe and Fox going nose to tail.
Carter Fox in the number 7 there, just menacing in the background here. You get the feeling if the wily veteran Richard Howe makes any sort of mistake in the number 8 there, the number 7 will be all over him.
And as those two began their fight, Verdino and Torberts continued their tussle as well.
Through all the corners.
Have a look at this, switching spots on the track here. This is Mark Torberts and Mark Verdino. So Verdino in the sidelink car leading the way over Mark Torberts in the Pullmaster Bayside entry there.
You've got the Vendetta himself in the sidelink car. Mark Verdino just really trying to stay ahead of El Presidente, who is not going to mess around. He's going to have a lunge, that's for sure. We're probably looking at a couple of laps to go, 2 or 3 laps to go, judging on lap times as well. So the fastest one we're currently sitting on is Cam Bella, still on at 125.3 at the moment. So there's a real opportunity for these guys to have a lunch.
Great reminder.
The top 3 continued on.
So, yeah, Cam Bella has again now, as we said, just settled into a routine out in the front. Chris Lewis Williams just slotting in behind him. Adam Brewer, what's he going to do? Is he going to have a crack here? I don't know. I mean, he's just sitting neatly behind Chris Lewis Williams there.
But Fox wasn't giving up on a top 10 spot.
Carter Fox down the inside of
Mitchell.
The Mitchell car gets it done. Good drive there. The number 7, Carter Fox.
Well done.
And Torberts was chasing, but Verdino kept his cool.
exactly somewhere around, but how close is this for racing? This is what I mean, Daz, about the 944 Challenge Series. You will not get closer racing than this anywhere in Australia.
The two side by side down the straight.
Started to fan out across the track here. Mark Torberts is going to have a crack at Verdino. Not being able to do it. The side link car still hangs on. Ryan Woods, is there time? No, I dare say we will get the last lap board come out this time around. I don't think Ryan Woods is going to get on with this one. Well, maybe with 2 to go we might get it.
No.
Gee, there's some trust if you're going to go side by side there, Mark Torberts. And
that battle was letting Woods come back at them, though.
He just can't quite get around him, although he's very, very close there. Slightly slippery there from the Vendetta. He's gone underneath him. Can he get it done? Now, this will be a real long drag race all the way
look at Ryan Woods.
Straight.
Look at Ryan Woods there, Jack Atley.
Woodsy's come into it as well. They're all going hammer and tong as they head up the long back straight with half a lap to go.
And it was anybody's race on the last lap.
Mark Torberts, lights ablaze. Ryan Wood tucks in behind him. He chooses his running partner up the inside here. He was on the outside last lap around. He's got the inside running. He'll hold the corner.
Oh.
This is going to be some trusting racing here. Verdino takes the brave pills.
Wow.
Shoves it up there. Talking about shoving it. Ryan Woods shoves it off into the dirt. Catches it before he does. You've got to have a crack. But Bella takes the win. Chris Lewis-Williams and Adam Brewer. That's how they finish, all on the Le Mans flashes there. Just letting everybody know, hey, check out tomorrow, because by 10:50 tomorrow morning, we're going to be doing this all over again.
Replay showing Wood's great race effort coming unstuck with just a couple of corners to go.
All three guys charging hard. That is a really tight corner. Woodsy just lost it there, just got the rear too light, coming down in the bottom of Dandenong Road. Again, at greasy conditions, you're really in a match play fight there, so he just lost it under braking, but you can see the final results there.
So, after a great race in tough, greasy conditions, it was Cameron Bella who took a commanding victory over Chris Lewis-Williams, with Adam Brewer a very close third. Mark Verdino had a great race and held off poleman Mark Torberts for fourth, and probably the drive of the race came from Ryan Woods, up to sixth after starting last. Calder Fox completing the top 10. Jimmy Mitchell and John Venoris classified as the last runners, with Josh Brisbane unfortunately failing to start the race due to mechanical issues.
And it will be a lovely day here in southeast Melbourne. What I can hear, Jack, and what I can see now is that 944 is starting to make their way out.
This is what we're here for, Daz. Absolutely great to be back for race 2. We had a very exciting race yesterday.
On Sunday morning, the field came out into mixed conditions on a drying but definitely still damp track, meaning a tight racing line and caution in places.
For sure, as the guys pull up on the starting row for race 2 here. Greasy conditions, you've got to make sure you just walk the car away. You're only looking at about 3,500 to 4,000 RPM on your dash counter, just on top of your steering wheel. You want to walk the car away in these conditions and make sure you get down to turn 1 cleanly and safely.
Race 2, 12 months ago, James Westaway beat Cam Bella, Chris Lewis-Williams and Adam Brewer, Richard Howe and Tony Westaway, Mark Verdino and Tony Andrzejewski from Porsche Australia. They were the way they finished in race number 2. Revs rise, light is on. They're being held there. Bella gets the clutch take up beautifully. CLW goes with him. The 17 looks to the inside there, and that is Ryan Woods.
Lewis-Williams, Bella and Woods the best away.
Ideal position. He's going to be wide out for turn number 1. He can probably sweep in behind Chris Lewis-Williams now, with the 44 of Mark Verdino just being sandwiched out there. They sweep through, and there's Ryan Woods. He'll put himself into P2 before they get out of the third corner here.
Fantastic start by Ryan Woods, really getting up close next to Cameron Bella there, but he's going for second position. CLW's got a narrow lead as they head into turn 3, and they really want to get the drive out of this corner, turn 4, because they're going to head up the long back straight, very wide out of turn 4 there, but they're really trying to push hard to get the drive up to the long back straight, and this is where they're really going to make a move.
Ryan Woods just got hung out to dry there. A beautiful start. He's made up a couple of spots off the grid.
Verdino saw an early chance to move up on Woods.
It's It's going to be a brave run across the top of the hill here. There's the 44 there at the moment. That's Mark Verdino. He's going to play into this. Great trust between these drivers. That's what you need to be able to go across there side by side. Ryan Woods disturbs the settled chassis there, but have a look at Mark Torbets. He's weighing it on, and Joey Kellock's right in the back of Torbets.
Yep. The top three went at it.
You've got to watch those ripple strips because they are still wet, and if you can get on them, there's one coming up now, you can really slide the rear of the car, and you're going to miss out on the drive all the way down these long straights.
The last thing you want in a four-cylinder one-make series is to lose drive coming onto the straight. You're going to lose positions in the drag race. You've got to flow the car onto the straight here as Cam Bella looks at the inside of Chris Lewis-Williams. Chris Lewis-Williams just discovering the squirmy under-tyre feel, under brakes here at turn one at Sandown. And here's the ABI technology car, Brewer. He's in the title fight. He's really got to make some inroads in these last couple of races today.
Brewer's slide and contact with Bella, allowing Verdino to pounce. And he grabbed Bella as well.
We're going to go high and wide through turn 4.
Sensational. They were 3 wide going into turn 4 there. They're all trying to get the run up this back straight. So you can see that it's such close racing between Verdino, Bella, Torbets is coming into the mix there. Adam Brewer lost a couple of places, and the Axeman, Ryan Woods, fighting back hard, number 17 there.
But a slide by him saw Bella move back past.
The 44 of Verdino there now with Bella behind him. That doesn't happen very often at all. Chris Lewis-Williams has done a ripping opening lap.
They're all struggling, it seems, to get that drive off those exits of turn 4 and turn 12, and that's where the ripple strips are still very, very wet and very, very greasy, so they can't get the traction coming out of those corners, and it is so important because it's effectively a bit like a pool table, this place. You've got 2 long straights and 4 pockets, and if you don't get the drive out of those pockets, you're really going to struggle to get the speed up the back straight. Verdino there getting pushed by Ryan Woods, and of course El Presidente, number 20 there, Mark Torbets, really all over the back of the Axeman, Ryan Woods.
Kellock lost it into turn 6, narrowly avoiding Brewer.
That's Brewer.
Gee, I tell you what, Brewer, Joey Kellock staying true to his name. Look at the lock he can get on that. It's almost like a drift car, the amount of opposite lock he can get on. He points it in the right direction. He'll grab number 1, Colt. Here we go.
Here comes Joey CLW through there. The guys, as I said, on that ripple strip, Joey already lost it. By the time he got into that chicane, that is a high-speed section of the track. It's the fastest corner on the track, so he was sideways. Yeah.
But I tell you what, Adam Brewer, how wide were his eyes when Joey Kellock was going off in front of him?
Again, that
would have been like a couple of dinner plates inside that helmet.
Fast part of the circuit. That's the fast.
And then Woods also off under heavy brakes.
To not imagine. Ryan
Woods under attack there and fired it off. Keep into it. Keep going. Keep going. Down a colt. Keep going. Don't dig a hole.
Hard to get out of there.
And we have the Sandown International Raceway autocross course. Magnificent stuff there for Ryan Woods.
Commentator Darren Smith right on the money with the front runners.
And I'm going to say to you, Jack Atley, and fans out there, keep your eyes at turn 1 because I reckon that Aqua car is either going to go left or right, but he'll try and get through.
7 championships between these 2 guys that you're watching on the screen there. So Chris Lewis-Williams, the Baron of Manila in the white car there, is a 3-time champion. Cameron Bella, as we all know, is a 4-time champion of the category. So there's a lot of experience between those 2 guys. Absolutely, they will both be wanting to win this race.
Maddie was on the camera down here yesterday. I'm not sure who's at turn 1. She's probably down there again today. An important shot to grab because this looks like it's going to be a lead change. CRW says, no, it's not. I'm going to go out wide here and cover it off and come back on with all guns blazing.
Lewis-Williams and Bella went nose to tail at the front.
He starts to move the car out of the slipstream, as does Mark Torbets. Torbets has got iterations on Verdino there as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can see we're watching the current, the 2 leaders at the moment with the Baron of Manila and the silky smooth skills of Cameron Bella, but this is a really key part of the race here. You've got El Presidente going up against the Vendetta himself. Mark Verdino in the number 44 sideline car, trying to get that drive out of the corner, but the experience of Mark Torbets, he knows that he's got them sitting right on his bumper, and he knows that Torbets is just waiting to pounce in that Poolmaster car.
And I tell you,
Bella kept trying.
Bella looks to the inside. Lewis Williams gives him nowhere to go. And we just about took another one of those witches hats off the side there. Great stuff there by Chris Lewis Williams. He knew
Just behind, Torbets and Verdino were also fighting hard.
Battle for third though here.
Yeah.
This is Verdino, Torbets and Brewer. Adam Brewer certainly at earlier rounds this year had a very, very fast car.
Verdino too was feeling the heat.
And just easy his way into it. Oh, that's not what you want to do, Mark Verdino. That'll harm your run.
Yep.
Brewer's seen it. Torbets has seen it. And Torbets, like a taipan, is about to strike.
He is all over the back of him, and so is Ads Brewer. They really want to take that final position on the podium there. But again, Mark Verdino just managing to hold on. He's really enjoying his season. He's having a great run this season so far. So if he can keep it together for a couple of laps, he can hold off two very experienced guys.
Brewer charging hard on close to lap record pace.
Adam Brewer is really on the charge here. He's just set a 124.4, which is a really fast time. As I said earlier, 124 flat is a lap record. That's 0.4 off all-time lap record pace. So he is on the charge, and you can see trying to get the slipstream down this long straight of Sandown.
And with a couple of laps to go, the two multiple champions went side by side.
As our two leaders side by side come across the line there, the race leaders side by side now. Chris Lewis Williams, this is the biggest fire he's had lit under him by Cam Bella. He's going to push wide. Lewis Williams covering him off. The car under brakes there on the bumps and covers him off.
Verdino too was still slipping.
It's squirmy. You can see the guy still fighting hard. Mark Verdino slid it slightly wide going into one, and I reckon that's opened the door to El Presidente. No.
I tell you what though, Torbets has got the better run. He's holding the better line here, so this could be a run up the back straight. The 20 and
The heat was on by Bella.
Yep.
But the race leader, this is where it's at. Have a look at the blowtorch that Bella's pulled out.
Yeah, he's got the lights ablaze as they head down into, again, the bottom corner of Dandenong Corner there. They're hard on the brakes there. They want to get the drive out of this corner. Look, 3 wide.
Chris Lewis Williams has put an extra layer of Nomex across the back of his car because that blowtorch is burning its way through to the driver's seat at the moment. Bella just applying every trick in the book.
And Brewer too eventually threw on Torbets.
Watch out for Brewer in the background there, but these are the two guys that we really want to see. Wow, how close is this? Last lap, going into the fastest part of the track. Chris Lewis Williams holds his own against Cam Bella.
One of the great things about this sort of battle in the 944s is that both these guys will slide out. They'll have a fair old sweat on the brow. They'll go up to each other. It'll be a smile and a handshake and a let's do it again this afternoon, guys.
Yeah, they're fair racing. There's a lot of respect between both those guys as well. So it's hard, but it's fair racing. And again, I wouldn't call him a veteran, but definitely an experienced hand of the Baron of Manila. Chris Lewis Williams comes across the line to take the victory from Cam Bella, who comes across the line in second place.
In the end, the three-time champion, Lewis Williams, held his own to claim victory.
So the 44, Mark Verdino, has disappeared down a couple of spots there. He spun at the top of the hill on the last lap.
Verdino coming unstuck on the last lap. So it's Chris Lewis Williams who takes a hard-fought victory over Cameron Bella, Adam Brewer with a late lunge for third. Carter Fox with a great drive for 8th. And Jimmy Mitchell and Josh Brisbane round out the runners. During the round, Mark Torbets took the number 20 Pullmaster car for a hot lap of Sandown, and we went along for the exhilarating ride.
G'day everyone, Mark Torbets here from the Porsche 944 Challenge, here to take you around for a hot lap of the Sandown International Raceway in Melbourne. Coming down now onto the main straight, hitting 5th gear halfway down the straight and reaching speeds probably about 190 kilometres an hour before we brake at the 120 mark here for turn 1. So under brakes, down to 4th gear, tuck it in nicely, let the car drift out over to the ripple strips on the right. Move across to the left and bumpy braking area back to 3rd. Try to just avoid kissing these ripple strips on the right and the left through turns 2 and 3, and then just a bit of acceleration, then a heavy brake back to turn 4, back into 3rd gear through that whole complex. Back into the back straight now, through the little right-hand kink for turn 5 and going up through the gears into gear 4 and then into 5th gear as well as we go down the back straight. Getting speeds of around 190 k's again as we come up to the S's here at the end. Dip just at the 50 metre brake mark, then on the brakes for a little bit, turn in left, turn right, ride that right hand side ripple strip, down under brakes, into Dandenong Road corner, back to 4th, back to 3rd. Let the car drift out over to the ripple strips once again, then run through down to turn 10, turn 11 now, heavy under brakes at the 50 metre mark on the left, down to 3rd gear, turning in, can ride that ripple strip, and then tuck it in for the last corner, turn 12, let the car drift right out over onto the concrete and back through the gears, and that's a quick lap of Sandown.
So cool to be right on board there in the Pullmaster car with Mark Torberts this weekend, and let's hope that Mark's starting position out of position number 4 in this race puts him in good stead for a result out of this one. Darren Smith with right alongside me, Jack Atley, and his final race for the weekend. Welcome, Jack.
Thanks very much, Darren. Can't wait for this one. Some fantastic vision there by Mark Torberts doing a lap of Sandown.
On Sunday afternoon, the final race of the weekend, and eventually the weather cleared, meaning a dry and fast track.
All set to go, and the sun's come out, so the track is dry, should be fast times. Definitely looking forward to this one.
Chris Lewis-Williams on pole, Campbell right alongside, Adam Brewer just off the back of them.
Lewis-Williams, Bella, Brewer and Torberts the front 4. But sadly, an early problem for Fox on the warm-up lap.
So Carter Fox goes to the lane.
That's a shame for the Prince.
Big shame. Big shame indeed. Front row of the grid though, these cars are fast.
Bella took the early lead into turn 1 with Howe and Woods also away well.
Torberts goes with him, but Richard Howe again, and as always, gets a ripping start off the line. Mark Pedino goes backwards again off the line. So Richard Howe gets away beautifully. Mark Verdino just got to get his starts right.
Yeah, just couldn't get it off the line there, the Vendetta, but the king himself, Richard Howe, had a really great start. Ryan Woods also got a nice start on the inside as well, so he's sitting there up behind El Presidente, really charging hard early.
I tell you what, there must have been some sort of coup between races because he's gone from being the Baron of Benalla to the King.
Well, no,
you've
got King Richard. You've got King Richard and you've got the Baron of Benalla up the front of the pack.
Mitchell with an early issue, pulling off.
Jamie Mitchell, that is not what we wanted to see in the 46.
Up front, Lewis-Williams took advantage of the slipstream early.
He's gone through there. Have a look at this. This is on for Ding Dong. They're setting it up beautifully early doors here between Lewis-Williams and Bella. Call them what you want. These guys are absolutely ripping it out for the 944s here this weekend.
Already locking brakes coming down and hard into Dandenong Road corner. They're already on the charge.
Here comes Richard Howe now. He's getting the chase on as well as 17 of Ryan Woods. He wants to make an impact in this race. In fact, I think I said at the start of the last race he would try and get himself onto the podium, and he's pushing hard. He's up 2 already. He's going with Richard Howe. So we've got the race envelope, the veteran versus the youngster, and that's where it is, the 8 and the 17. The young fella down the inside, Ryan Woods, a dint in the driver's door there, but he presses on.
That is very, very close racing, going hard and fast into turn 1. You can see Ryan Woods, the Axeman, is holding position just ahead of King Richard. The Vendetta right close behind those guys.
Mrs. Selma and Calder went side by side all the way up the fast back straight.
He had absolutely every intent to try and get on through, and he is pushing on very, very hard. Richard Howe now thinking, wow, what have I got for the number 17, Ryan Howe. He's gone through on me. Mark Verdino wondering what happened again on the start line, and the big charge there with Matty Metazelma. He's got the 77 of Joey Callock right alongside. Joey's gone, well, I'll just take this route right across here, straight line it down into Dandenong Road.
Torberts' number 20 cried enough for the weekend with a spin into the fast turn 6.
because they want to get the long slipstream all the way up this back straight. As you can see, Campbell tucking right in under the bumper there of the Baron of Benalla. But Brewer is on great pace. Brewer's already done a 25.4. He had a good run earlier. Oh no, we've lost Torbits. We've lost El Presidente.
Torbits has gone off there, and gee, that's an interesting spot to go off. I would suggest overcommitted at the top of the hill here. I've got to say, that's a tough result there for Mark.
Calder received a 5-second penalty for a start infringement, and Ryan Woods is number 17, suddenly losing his front nose.
Just coming, oh hello, we've lost some bodywork flying off one of the cars there. Looked like Ryan Woods might have lost some bodywork as we come down the straight. It's all happening. But
Brewer then began his charge towards the top two.
Certainly will. Have a look at this. Adam Brewer is going with them. The AVI technology entry sponsoring this round 2 of the championship. The 944s have a great group of sponsors that look after them at each round. Porsche
And with
cars.
that, Bella stepped up his pace.
Looks really good. Talking about looking really good, the Aqua car of Cambella looks to the inside of CLW. Chris Lewis-Williams says, have it.
Calder going straight on at turn 1.
there's definitely no... Oh, now there's a replay or... Interesting. Joey Calder, remembering, has got a 5-second penalty, so that will drop him back right down the field past Matty Mezzaselma. Oh, here's a chance for the lead. Campbell and the Baron of Benalla, Chris Lewis-Williams really going hard, and Adam Brewer tucked in behind, just waiting for something to happen.
Lewis-Williams bounced back, and the top 3 went nose to tail, and that trend continues right throughout the race.
This time round, Cambella, Chris Lewis-Williams pulls out of the draft. Adam Brewer slips in. Now we're going to go 3 wide. This is 944 racing at its finest. Under brakes. Chris Lewis-Williams gets turn number 1 and the race lead back only half a dozen corners after he surrendered it to Cambella in the 55. They're going to keep going with this.
Mezzaselma with a late race spin under pressure from Brisbane.
Matty Mezzaselma's gone around at turn 4 in the number 10 and just balking the 56 there going through.
Josh Brisbane there, beautiful green machine. I got to say, one of the nicest cars in the field, that green machine of Josh Brisbane.
Bella continued the push but couldn't get it done.
Slided into turn 1. That is a drive-through corner. That's why Campbell is pushing really hard on that ripple strip. Adam Brewer, he knows now he's actually got to really make a decision. He's got to take a lunge either into Dandenong Road because he's not going to get it done here coming out of turn 4. Chris Lewis-Williams and Campbell are too experienced to let a gap arrive open there. So what these guys are doing, using all of the racetrack, little bit of a glance on the wall there
I love
from
a replay
Campbell.
like that from 888 Home Loans. How good's that? It's almost like an air buffer held him off the wall
Just
there.
loves leaving his signature around this place, doesn't he, the champion? But yeah, they're using all of the racetrack, no doubt about it. They're trying their
Checkered
hardest.
flag, and who is it going to be for? It's out for Chris Lewis-Williams, but who's going to take it? It'll be CLW. He will drive it to the line. And what a brilliant display by 3 race car drivers doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, sensational weekend really for Chris Lewis-Williams, the Baron of Benalla. And as we see the final 2 guys coming through the last few corners there, Josh Brisbane in the beautiful green machine just ahead of Matty Mezzaselma. Still fighting hard. That's the beauty of this category. Right throughout the field, there's tough battles. But a great weekend for Chris Lewis-Williams. Really cementing his position at the top of the championships. Campbell, though, and Adam Brewer fighting hard, and they're definitely nipping at the heels in the championship. And as we head to, well done guys, as we head to Phillip Island for the next round, that's going to be a fast and flowing circuit, and that's a beautiful place to see 944 racing. So we want to see all people as much as we can down at the beautiful Phillip Island Grand Prix circuit for our next round, and we look forward to that round there.
So, a never say die commanding victory and weekend for Chris Lewis-Williams. Home ahead of Cameron Bella. Adam Brewer again with a strong 3rd place. Despite damage, Ryan Woods made it home in 4th. Carter Fox did get the car up and running and rounded out the top 10. Mark Torbits and Jimmy Mitchell unfortunately failing to finish. Looking at the points tallies after round 4. As the 944 Challenge Series competes nationally as well as locally in Australian states, there are 2 sets of championship points awarded. And firstly, looking at the Victorian State Series. It's Chris Lewis-Williams who still leads that tally. Cameron Bella and Adam Brewer still 2 and 3. Carter Fox moves up to 8th, and Tony Westaway rounds out the top 10. Richard Howe moves up and sits just outside. Jamie Westaway mid-pack, with Jimmy Mitchell moving up as well. Tony Andrzejewski completes that table with limited running. Whilst in the overall national 944 Challenge Series, no change for the top 3. However, Mark Verdino moves up to 4th. Andrew Jackman, top 10. Josh Brisbane just outside that. West Australia's Tim Wolfe and Andy Tudor mid-pack. Johnny Venoris moves inside the 20. Vlad Kennedy, Pete Doherty and the number 27 of Tony Andrzejewski rounds out that table with his own 27 points. If it's close, hard and fast racing in stunning Porsche machinery on some of Australia's best racetracks that you're after, head over to our website www.944challenge.com and check out all the information. The 944 Challenge Series will be back, bigger and better for round 5 at the Phillip Island Grand Prix circuit on the 23rd of September. We look forward to seeing you there. This has been a production by Pit Lane Media.